Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk a little about how much trucking farmers do, because whether you realize it or not, for a lot of farmers, they actually do more trucking than they do actual farming.
Well, it's not like farmers are looking for a second job in all cases. It's just, hey, you raise a crop, you have to get that crop to market. That's the big thing. We don't have too many suppliers that say, yeah, we'll just pick it up right from you in the field. No, it doesn't matter if you're baling hay or if you're raising corn or if you're raising livestock for that matter. Either way, you have to get the end product to where it needs to go, to where the buyer's at.
All right, well, let's talk just a little bit about how much trucking this could actually be. So let's just say, for example, a farmer has 1,000 acres and he raises 200 bushel corn on 100% of it. Okay, so that's 200,000 bushels, and roughly you can get 1,000 bushels on a truckload. Okay, so you've got 200 truckloads to haul out. Well, if you're hauling it very far away and you can only get 1 or 2 turns in a day, let's just say it was 2 turns in a day, you divide 200 by 2, that's 100 days. 100 days. So you divide that by, let's say you did it 5 days a week, that's 20 weeks out of the year. That's almost half the year where you're trucking. That is a lot. And then the other side of this is, if you want to do even more trucking, you can haul in some of the other things you need, like your seed, your crop protection products, your fertilizer. So you very well could eat up another month doing some of that type of trucking. So literally half of your year could be spent in that semi.
So you think about this, for farmers, it's a huge job. So when it comes to operating a farm today, farms look bigger than they did when I was a kid, and some farms have grown in size, there's no question about it. But when you think about how yields have grown on farms, when I was growing up, 100 bushel corn was something in our area that was pretty good. Now it's 200 bushel corn as a measuring stick. So just think about the grain storage on farms. Farmers have to be able to store at least twice as much as what they used to, just to hold even. Now, in previous generations, a lot of the grain would just go right to town, right to elevators, or it would get fed to livestock on the farm. Now there's many more options that farmers had. Maybe they haul it to a terminal on the Mississippi River, or maybe they haul it to the coast, or maybe they haul it to an ethanol plant down the road. There's lots of different places that farmers may be going with the grain that they raised on their farms, and there may be different requirements for that grain. For example, there are some livestock producers that want to buy grain from farmers and they want high moisture grain. So that may change up the farmer's whole operation. He may be able to harvest earlier, but that just means he has to get trucking that much earlier too, and he may have to truck that right out of the field since high moisture grain isn't going to store well for him. So there's lots of things with farmers where they need to have trucks and need to be able to operate them at any point during the year.
The reason why I bring this up too is because a lot of people say, oh, farmers have it easy. They just farm for a month in the spring and a month in the fall and then they're done. And I go, really? We farm 2,700 crop acres. Think about all the trucking we have to do. It's a lot more than just a 1,000-acre farmer. I just said a 1,000-acre farmer might be trucking for 6 months out of the year. And then besides that, we've got to work on our equipment. We've got tillage and fertility work to do. We have spraying, we have field scouting, we have soil testing, we have all these jobs. I mean, we are busy year-round. And it's one of the things too where our dad always said, hey, if we're going to get ahead on the farm, we not only have to push in the spring and the fall when everybody else is. I mean, it's real easy to see, oh, the crop's got to get out. I'm going to work 20 hours a day for a little while. Okay, great. But he just said, you got to push it year round. In the wintertime, you got to push it on trucking, try to get an extra turn above and beyond what somebody else can. And, you know, do more with your livestock, do more with your crop equipment so you have that in good shape so you don't have breakdowns in season. I mean, just so many different jobs. And today we wanted to highlight how much trucking the average farmer actually has to do.
Now, one other job that's a big job on the farm is controlling weeds. Can you identify this week's weed of the week?